November and it's a sunny day and very dry as well. I'm taking advantage of a period in the day because I'm working from home and I'm going fishing, as you can no doubt tell from behind me. The net's there as well and got my rod in hand. I'm about to cast out for the first time. I'm on a brook, not as tiny as the one that has featured in many of my recent blog entries when I've been targeting 3 spine sticklebacks. This, although it's still a brook, compared to that waterway, is much deeper and much wider. I'm going for roach today, but because I know there are roach in here, I have fished here in the past, but there's also the odd surprise that can turn up. I've had some big perch. In fact, I had a big roach pushing £2 on one occasion. Can you believe that from this type of venue? You never know what's out there, do you? Right, I'm all set up. I'm going to drop the bait in next to a snag and I will be back, as I often say, with a fish. Well, maybe not quite true to my word. I'm not back with a fish, but I am back with a sucked maggot. So that's certainly encouraging anyway, because there are roach out there. I've just dropped the bait again into the water and immediately I'm getting the taps that I had on that first drop. Can't call it a cast. It is just a drop over the edge, and that's why I'm keeping really low. And I can confirm that although we are well into November, the nettles still sting as much as they do at the height of summer. It's very overgrown. No one's been fishing here, I can tell from the vegetation. That one hasn't been sucked, but I did definitely had a tap on there. So that's gone back out. I think I need to just give a little bit more line off there actually. Some of these little bends can be deeper than you realise. And that's why when you look at these type of venues and you just walk along the shallows, you think to yourself, and that's why many anglers do, nothing in there. It's too shallow. There's no weed, there's no vegetation, nowhere for the fish to go. But move on upstream or down and you'll come to the bends, you'll come to trees, for example, branches that have dropped into the water. They create holding areas. So probably more than any other type of venue, the fish will not be spread out evenly in a place like this. I often say on the canal in the winter that if you take the number of fish and you divide them into the meters, or you divide the meters into the fish, you won't get an even number of fish per meter, but you'll still get some fish. There will be very few areas that are totally devoid of anything at all, and I'm continuing to get the taps. This is encouraging. Just need to get that first one on the bank. But on a place like this, you won't get fish in the shallows. Maybe during the hours of darkness, some of them may move out to feed. That's natural. But on a short session like today, then you most certainly need to go to where the fish are, as opposed to bringing the fish to you. No, they're playing very hard to get. Anyway, let's go again, shall we? Next time I will be back with a fish. I'm off the mark, not with a roach though, but a tiny chub. They all count though, and especially from this type of venue. I realised this morning that I hadn't put an angling video out for a while. I do blog every day though, and that's why I'm always saying check out the website, because not always is there a video with the blog entry. I've been fishing every day so far in November, and again, if you've been reading my blog, you'll know why. It's going to be a very busy month. However, as I said in one of the entries this week, or just the last couple of days, as long as I can get out, I'm okay. Fishing for me, obviously I enjoy it, that goes without saying, but fishing for me has always been a litmus test of how busy I am. Over the years, working life, I've been quite busy. Things have been quite demanding at times, but for me, fishing is that little test in my life, that if I can get out there, go fishing, even if it's only for a short time, then I know that I'm just on the right side of the line. I do enjoy the great outdoors. I constantly say that, don't I? And especially in the times that we live with our COVID-19 restrictions. We've just come out of fire break in Wales, where I work, but we're still in lockdown in England, where I live. But angling is allowed on this occasion. It wasn't the first time round, was it? And I published a blog entry, a written one about that the other day on my site. So I'm very thankful that we can go fishing during this particular period. I've had that small chub. I have had a few other taps. It's not prolific. The sticklebacks are certainly far more obliging than some of the other species are. But I'm enjoying it, and as I often say, that's what counts. I will be back though. Hopefully, can't take things for granted, but I will be back with another fish. Maybe a roach next time. I moved further downstream. I've just played and netted this. What a fantastic fish it is for a venue such as the one that I'm on. And that's why I brought my landing net. I started with £1 6-ounce bottom. I had a snag and I lost the lead and the hook, and I retied. Fortunately, the hunch that I had was to go straight through with the £4. I'm glad I did, because this was going all over the place, trying to take me into all the snags that are here. Brilliant.